Hi, I'm here. It is Friday, 6 o'clock. I am on time. I've got you guys on my iPad too, so I can watch the chat because Hannah couldn't come over and help me this time. So I'll try to keep an eye on the chat for any questions because I'm going to do it just like I did. Let me turn the volume off on this. Okay, because I'm going to do it just like I did part one, where it's kind of a reseller chat and talk about, why I picked something out and how much I think it'll sell for, and keywords and things like that, some of the tools that I use. And then also, while I'm doing the clothing haul in the reseller chat, if anyone sees something they want first dibs on, there's my email. I've got it on the bottom there. And, whatever email is time stamped first for that item, that's what we'll negotiate. Okay, that's who I'll negotiate with first. And of course, the prices that I say I'm going to start out listing, um, you my YouTube friends get a better price. Okay, so don't worry about that. So hi. Let me make sure I got this on live chat, and I'll peek at it every once in a while. Okay. So let me start real quick with for resellers while we're waiting on some people that might come in. There are some other live sales going on tonight, but this isn't really a sale. It's just the first dibs in a reseller chat on clothing. So I did, from the last one, if any of you watched the last one, I sold about 12 pieces to all of you guys, and then I listed them, and I've sold about 10 of those pieces. So some of the crazier, more unique pieces went first, and for pretty close to what I said. So I'm excited, and when fall comes, I expect even more clothing sales to come back around. Okay, so some of the tools that I use for clothing. Of course, my backdrop here is a closet. As many of you know, that's where storage and shipping supplies and whatnot are in here. I took the doors off and put my background as to not waste a wall, right? And so these are just backdrops that I get off of eBay. I've got several. I've got a nice white brick one too. I hope you guys can hear me okay. Let me know. Hi. I hope you guys can hear me okay. This is a shower curtain, yes, because I do the cloud background as part of my branding for Mile High Scene. That's the name of my store on Poshmark and on eBay because I'm just outside of Denver, the Mile High City. But I also have some other backgrounds for various reasons, and they were like under $15 on eBay. The photography backgrounds. They're not that expensive, you guys, and you can get all different sizes, okay? They're not that expensive. And then just from the first store, I bought a curtain rod and we just rent. So I just hung it up, makeshift MacGyver, and also if I want to move it. So, and I've got it to where I can unhook it like you saw and push it back and get into my closet when I'm not filming. Okay, or using it. Because I also use this for the backdrop for pictures. I have my mannequin. We talked about that last time, but if you're new, I have 2 videos in my back stock. It's been about a year. But if you just Google Yvon Thrifty Rich Mannequin Makeover, they'll pop up for you. Otherwise, you have to search my playlist. I think it's under Tools. Anyways, this shows when I bought this mannequin a couple years ago off of eBay. At the time, it was under $40. She's plastic, so she's lightweight. So I showed unboxing and putting her together. She's like 4 or 5 pieces, no biggie at all. But one of the first things I realized, and I should have remembered from my retail days, but it's no big deal, is I decided to make her arms magnetic. That's the second video. That's the one you really want to watch if you're wanting to have a mannequin, because it's so much easier and faster and less aggravation, like to make her magnetic. It cost me about under $20 to switch her arms over, and I show exactly how I did it in that video. Okay, this is everything. Making arms magnetic, believe me, is everything. Then I put her on a box to make her higher, so you're not, watch your ergonomics, not bending over. So put her higher. I put that box on a plant turntable I got at the thrift store or Ross So the whole thing moves around. And then I put her on another turntable so that she turns for taking pictures, okay? So the whole thing moves. She turns for taking pictures, and Bianca's arms are magnetic. So I'd say the whole investment for the My Little MacGyver setup is probably about under $80, but it's worth it. So with that being said, let me put comments on. Hang on, you guys. Hi. So hi, everybody. I see you. So with that being said, also to expedite clothing, I don't use her for everything. I only use her for the higher end clothing or something that I think really we need to show the shape of, okay? Other than that, I just, let me see something that I probably, like this. Then I'll just do this and do a hanging flat lay. Some people will use a bed or the floor. I like to watch my ergonomics, okay? So a hanging flat lay is what I'll do, and I take the square picture like that. And then, you can turn it around. What else do I want to say? I buy different hangers that I've got at the thrift store in different colors and fun stuff, just cheap. Like this one was $1. What does that say? $1.99. I don't know if you can read that. It was $1.99 to Goodwill, but this is my more rowdy, manly one. So, I just buy different ones. They're under here for ease of access. To put things on a nice hanger, not just these plastic ones that I store them on. I talked about color wheels. These are artist color wheels. These are about $8. These I think are around 12 or 14. I just get them off of eBay. And what I do is on my last picture, when I come over and I do the measurements, and I want to show you something about that, I'll just lay this on, or maybe I'll just hold it and keep my finger out of the way, just to kind of show colors. Now, will this guarantee someone is, once in a while someone's going to say, you said that was like orange, but it's more like persimmon. Okay, so I don't know, but it helps a little bit, and I think it helps to show care, and that it's just a good idea. It's real quick and easy. If you look at my listings, and you'll see a lot of clothing where one of the pictures has one of these on it. Okay, sometimes you'll see these little cards, and I keep saying I'm going to make these, like print them out and make them nice. Sometimes I will have these little cards, laying on an item or pinned up, like things that will help sell it or to help someone with fit, like bust darts, okay? Measurements, flat and unstretched, elbows clean. Wait a minute, clean elbows, clean hem cuffs, things that will show, hey, this is why you should pick mine. If there's another one you're looking at, mine's in great condition. I took the time and care, to have lots of pictures and tell you about selling points and points of interest, because, we want to know, is the elbow all scratched up or worn out? Are the cuffs ragged? Are the cuffs on the jeans or pants ragged? Things like that. And you might even think of some things. Every time this was one, knee gussets for comfort. It was a vintage pair of pants. I think they were military or tactical. So, they had knee gussets for comfort. Well, that's a good selling point. That makes things very comfortable. Okay, so you guys get my drift on that. I'm not going to pull out my steamer, but I have a shark steamer in here. And I got it at Walmart. I don't know if you can see it. Right here. Okay, I got it at Walmart for around $40. It is just as good as a $200 commercial one. Some of you know I've had real retail stores in Dallas in the 90s, so I've had the higher end commercial ones. That is just fine. It works great. It's great for personal use too. So it's telescopic, so you can put it as high as you need it. I'm tall, so I have it all the way up, right? Use bottled water. It's like what, $60 to $1. That way you don't ruin, distilled water. That way you don't ruin the mechanism. Get you some kind of tong or something. So because it's hot, it is hot, okay? So when you're wanting to smooth out like a hem or something, you're going to want to use these and not your fingers. Okay, I got these at the Dollar Tree. And it'll come with a little bonnet. to protect like silk and things like that, okay? That you don't want the water sprays to potentially get on. Okay, so that was some things. I told you the hangers. My man, oh, I want to show this again. Oh, and you know what? Some of you bought some from Kenneth. Thank you. So I finally started using my quick descript when I got my clothing back out. Excuse me, let me find the index. So this is from Kenneth. I be flipping daily. I will come back and put his information in the video description. IB letters. IB flipping daily. Kenneth. You might have seen him on some of my panel shows. We used to do Generation 1099. He is always figuring out cool stuff. He's a reseller and he saw a need. I'm so proud. Thank you guys that went and bought some. I hope you love it. I hope you think it's worth it. I think they're about $80 or so, but listen, there's 80 pages, 79, 80 pages. That's like $1 a page, okay? You will love it. A lot of us we're using whiteboards or whatever. These are all laminated. And what is so special is, you take measurements, right? Let me come in. See what Kenneth has done? He has corresponded. Let me get the glare off. See, like A. And he's shown a picture of exactly what he means by A, by that measurement. Shoulder seam to shoulder seam. Okay, that's important too. It's real easy for people to think what somebody, like for us to think that everyone knows what we mean by how we word things. This just cuts to the chase and there's no mistaking. Okay? Comes with a dry erase and spray and all that, so you just use it over and over and over. And I started using it and I love it, and I'm so tickled that he thought of this and made it for all of us. So I'll put all that information down. It's totally worth it. There's a table of like an index, right? So you can get, it has everything, even glasses and boxes. And there's a few items in here that aren't just clothing. So any kind of clothing item you can imagine, though, it will pay for itself in the time that you will save. I feel like the extra sales, I always put measurements in anyways, but I was doing it, a little bit like writing out. I had text replacement, sure, for quickness, but still, or I was using my own whiteboard, and every time I'd have to erase it and start over. Now I only have to erase the numbers that I have put in because I can just use it over and over. And if it's something else, I just go to that page. I don't have to erase everything on my whiteboard and like set it up again because I switched from dresses to pants. So, I love this, you guys. This is not a paid promotion. Yes, he gifted me one because he's a friend of mine. Okay, he's a friend of mine. So he's from Atlanta. I talked about it last time. I'll put more information. In the meantime, you can go visit his Instagram, or there it is, quickdescript.com. Okay? All right. And one more thing before we start. I did I don't know if any of you came to the sale. Kat, the nurse flipper, came over. We did a sale the other day. It went really well. That was her first one, and we sold everything, I'm pretty sure, and it went really well. We did a nice budget-friendly, variety of items. I'll send out my invoices tomorrow, but thank you for all of you that came. And Kat likes it, so we're going to do that once a month. It'll be the first Wednesday of every month that she is off, so it's going to float a little bit, okay? But I showed some friend mail. Well, I got some more, and I forgot to show this, so let me do that real quick. I want to shout out to Gail. Thank you very much. She sent me something interesting for my Smiley. It's not super old. It's from 2000, but somebody from Germany had sent something, and they sent a German card with smileys on it. It says made in Germany on the back. And it's got a little pin too that I can take off. This one, wait a minute, let it focus. This one here's a pin. That is so cool. I think that's an interesting, you see it's in German. I think that's interesting for my collection. So it's about 20 years old. We can say it's vintage, right? Thank you, Gail. That was so cool. Okay. Now we'll get started with the haul. Let me check for any questions and we'll get started with the haul. got you guys over here. Since I don't have help today, I don't have Hannah here. So we're going to use I'm going to check this every once in a while. Hi, everybody. I see you. Hi. All right. My mannequin is called Annabelle. I just call her Bianca. I think in one language that means white, right? So Bianca. Okay. Let me see. Craftmatic adjustable woman. Yeah, yes, Mike. It's for, it's for reselling on eBay, just so you know. All right. So thanks again for everyone who came the other day to Kat and Nurse Flipper, her debut of doing a live sale on my channel. That was fun. Okay. So I'll check every once in a while for questions. Now, I have a pile of pants down here, but I'm not going to go through them. There are 5 pair of free people. Most people who are doing clothing or want to learn clothing pretty quickly know Free People. Check out Free People. Sells well. And I've got like Cool. I do want to show that. If you're new, I do want to show Cool, okay, because it's spelled a little different. This brand sells great. Ooh, these were new with tags too. Bonus. These outdoor ski wear, whatever, hiking, this brand sells well for men and women. Okay, see how it's spelled? Kuhl, okay? So these little cargo pants, with all the pockets and stuff, still new with tag. I should get 30, at least 30, probably a little more since they're new and a good size. But what I wanted to show, in Lululemon, by now, all clothing resellers know the Lululemon, not Alpha, Omega symbol. If not, you'll want to, if you're new, you'll definitely want to write down Lululemon on your list to go find out what that's about. Look at, what's going on eBay, go to their website so you know what that's about. It's a great line, very popular line of athletic and athleisure wear. But these are the ones I definitely want to show. These are getting harder to find. Both of these are pre-teen or teen, but Jinko, let me get this up because these are money makers and they're getting harder to find. Let me find where it's bigger to show you there. We'll just show this one. Okay, Jinko jeans. These are old school vintage skater. I guess late 80s, 90s, some 2000s. They were threatening to go out of business. I don't know if they did. You can spot them easily just by when you do just scanning because they're going to be like wide flare, okay, and they're going to have crazy stuff on the pockets. This is actually a very conservative pair. I paid $3.99. These are pre-teen, but I think they're okay. These are probably sell around 50 or 60. Okay. And then I found a girls' pair. This is the first time I ever found a girls' pair. Here we go. Jinko Classic. What did I pay for those? $6.99. These are somewhat conservative too. They don't have a lot. I've seen some of the larger sizes, young adult, where they're just totally blinged out, like dragons, embroidered. You'll know, or they have the painter hooks, like a painter pant style. But yeah, these are cute girls. Big flares. So these are probably, with the girls, I could get a surprise. I was going to say maybe only 40. I could get a surprise because there aren't a lot of the girls. So I just wanted to show those for resellers. Jinko. There's a couple other similar brands. I took a year and a half off of clothing, so it escapes my brain. But if you start doing research on Jinko, you'll run across the other brands too. If not by a web search, you will in carousels on eBay where it shows similar items. Always look at that stuff. You'll learn things. Let's see. Love the quick descript. Oh, yeah. A couple of people bought one from the last one. They are loving it. They are loving it. Okay. Cool outdoor brand. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Oh, congratulations, Mike. You've just been killing it on your Instagram. If you guys want to see someone who picks some really cool stuff, he's like old school picker, like auctions and flea markets and stuff, and he comes up with some great stuff, like surprises. I follow his Instagram religiously to learn. When I say Mike, I'm talking about the crazy card in the chat. I either call him Decray or his name Mike. Okay, so let's get started. I'm going to do scarves because that was a big winner last time. So let's start with some scarves, okay? So I showed one last time. I sold most all of that kind of stuff. I just sold another velvet burnout kimono the other day. A lot of that stuff sold from the part one. This is another Coldwater Creek. Whoops. They did a good job. Some people laugh at Coldwater Creek and Chico, but they need to stop. I think I said that last time, didn't I? This is a poncho scarf, okay? So you will need to wear it as a poncho, or you can use it. The neck circle is not that big. So you could use it over a table and then just put something else, in the middle. Another scarf or a platter. We talked about that last time. I'm going to come in close. This one's a pretty one though. So it's the velvet burnout. This one has seed beading all over it. And look at the fringe. The fringe is beaded as well, and with the tassels. See, that's a superior fringe tasseling deal. So Coldwater Creek is a misses, so it's a good size. What are they calling it? One size? Yeah. They're calling it one size fits most. But as you can see, since it's a misses, I might take my banner off. It's a misses, it'll fit just fine. It would be cute. I'm going to put it on real quick. It's going to mess up my hair, but I'm going to put it on real quick. Okay. So, there you go. I'm going to take my banner off. I'll put the banner back up in a little bit, but it's blocking. So see, this is really nice. This is fun. Let me make sure I got it right. The points should come down. So this is a good quality one, Paisley. Even though it's a Coldwater Creek, it's not like a imported European one. They did a good job. So I think something like this, I will probably put up for about 45. And because it's that fringe. See, that's not just fabric fringe. It's beaded, and the tassels have a ring of beads around them. So, first dibs on this, you would just put in, Coldwater Creek, velvet burnout, poncho, whatever. And I'm going to list it for starting at about 45. But if anyone wants first dibs on it, I'm okay with 30 for my YouTube friends. Let's see if the tag, what did I pay? Yeah, definitely. I'm okay with 30. I got a good deal on this, you guys. I got a good deal on it. So, I'm going to put my banner up just for, okay, I wish I could make that smaller. If you're interested in first dibs, you might want to go ahead and write down my email, okay? thriftyrichclub@hotmail.com, because I might take that banner off, okay? All right. This is another scarf, velvet burnout. Now this is a very long one. You can also use it as a runner. Let me see something. This is almost 6 feet. I'm 5'11", so this is almost 6 feet. Let me take the tag off of what I got a good deal on this too. I always buy these when I see them. So this one just has the fabric fringe, and I will steam that. Okay, I will use my steamer and make that prettier. But let me show you the fabric. Pinks and reds and greens, and you can see it's the burnout, right? This is sheer. That light pink is all sheer. There's a little bit of trim to it. Woo, this is a long one. So you could use this as a table runner or whatever, or as a scarf. So. And I'm going to steam that fringe so it's pretty. Who made this? It just says Bonjour. Bonjour. I can't see the country. Oh, it's made in China, but it is silk and rayon blend. That's why it's so nice. So this something like this I would probably put up for about 30. So if any of you want that one, you'll have to remind me what I say, okay? But it's probably somewhere around 20, 22 for my YouTube friends. Excuse me while I gotta shut this fan off, okay? I'll be right back. Talk amongst yourselves. Okay. Thank you. Sorry about that. I hope you guys can hear me all right. When I back up, my microphone's right there, so y'all tell me if you can't hear me very well. Wait a minute. Oh, thank you guys. Thank you, thank you. Let me get the tag off of this one. Ooh, I got a good deal on this one too. This one's pretty. I gotta get the tag off. I'll tell you guys what I pay for those of you that are resellers, so you kind of know, but you know, gotta make a little bit of money. This one I paid $5 for. Yeah. There are a couple of thrift stores. Some price these things up, but there's a couple of thrift stores that just their scarves, they just do them really at a good price. This is a triangle one. Isn't it pretty? Look at this one. Off-white. It's beaded everywhere, even on the top, okay? Now look at this fringe. It's all beads. I don't know if you can tell. Those are all beads. That's really pretty. It has a velvety edge. This is going to be hard with the white. It has a strip around all of it. There we go. That's a velvet. This is the sheer part, and then this is flocked velvet. Velvet burnout, and one of you told me, is it Devore? French, I think. Devore is what is a name for velvet burnout. And there's some seed beading on the flowers and the leaves. That's pretty. You could use that. You could wrap this around like this. You could wrap this over a nice long skirt. That would be pretty. You can wear it. You can decorate with it. Wear it or decorate with it. This is real pretty. So because this one also has such epic fringe, not just cheesy fringe, I will probably put this one up for about 30 as well. So I'm happy with somewhere around 22 for any of my YouTube friends. This is, if you want something a little more simple, here's another long runner. This is in like a coral salmony peach. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Let's see if this works for y'all. Okay, you can see it's not quite orangey orange, right? It's kind of like under that red orange one. Yeah. It's not quite, it's not pink. It's not really an orangey orange, kind of like a peachy color. Lucy silk. Now this one's 100% silk. That's nice. And then the velvet is like a rayon. So this one is also over 6 feet long. Okay. Also. So this would make a good runner, good decoration, good scarf, however you want to wear it. We're bringing back brooches. Put a brooch on it. Yes. So this one's a little more simple. I would probably just put this up for around 20. So probably any first dibs YouTube friends, probably like 12 is fine. And then this one is double. So it's got a double layer, okay? This one's only about 5.5 feet. This one's pretty though. There's no seed beading, but this is a pretty one. Lots of different colors, lots of Purples and blues. Look, turquoise too. Some kind of berries. I don't know. Maybe you guys know what all this floral is. That's pretty. And it has, see, it's two layers. The back layer is just plain, but that means no, like, raw edges on the seam. This one I would probably put up for about 15. Let's see, it is 30% silk, 70% viscose, if I'm saying it right. And that's a little bit more higher end fabric that you see better quality. People use viscose, if I'm saying it right, okay? So probably 10 for a YouTube friend. Oh, I'll show this, but this is nothing. This is just a vintage Dinah Shore golf scarf, okay? It does have hand rolled edges. This is what I mean by hand rolled edges. When I'm looking at scarves, as a matter of fact, I'm just looking for fringe, velvet burnout, anything with hand rolled edges. See that? That's going to be either vintage or quality. And that's how I found a couple of Hermes scarves, hand rolled edges. I don't even know what I'm going to do with that. I like golf. Okay, this is another hand rolled edge scarf. This one I'll probably just put up for like $12. It's just pretty though. Whose is it? It looks like a 48 by 48 square. It's by Azalea Bellagio, and it's 100% silk with hand rolled edges. It's just pretty though. So, nope, not a high end name or anything, but pretty colors, hand rolled edges, silk. Didn't cost me very much. I'll probably put it up for like $10. If somebody loves that, with the white flowers and the blues and the green, I'll give you a good price on that. I don't know, probably like $8. Now these two don't have hand rolled edges. They're more modern. I don't think they're too vintage at all, but they're Picasso patterns. I don't know if you can see that. They're Picasso patterns. There you go. So I have two of them. I paid $4. I'm going to stop after this and look at the chat. This one's kind of mid-century mod. What is that? Oh, help me. What's that? Satellite? Am I saying that right? Satellite? Darn it. I feel like I'm not saying that right. Oh, atomic. That's what I'm looking for. Atomic. This has an atomic vibe. Isn't that cool? So, a lot of people are still into the mid-century mod and the atomic vibe. Look, it's got the little, this starburst. So, I'm not sure about these. These, even though they're not made of like silk blend, they're not hand-rolled edges. I think because of the theme, I might put these up for like around 20-ish. I'll have to double check on these, you guys. This is the other half of stuff I just spent a year and a half buying and just putting up as I was focusing on vintage and glass. Okay? Let me check the chat. Where did I put you guys? Oh, there you are. There you are. Okay. It is Myra's. The edges, yeah. Yeah, the hand-rolled edges. Atomic, yeah, thank you. You probably said it for me while I was struggling. Yeah, a shawl. That white one especially was like a shawl. The triangle one, definitely. I was trying to say something nice behind her back when she left. Myra. You know what? You're right. I remember that now. When I found that about a year and a half ago, Beatrice, I don't know if she's here. She comes in every once in a while. Beatrice Upholstery. She told me what that was. Yes. So that one actually is probably worth a little more than $20, actually. Thank you for reminding me. I would have figured it out when I got back to looking out. Okay. The reason I bought these, I have two of them. This is a nice silk blend. There's two sweaters, just cable knit, right? Silk blend because they're blue label, and it's that blue or black. Black label Ralph Lauren. That's a better label in the hierarchy, okay? So What did I pay? I paid $5. Look at the great color. $5 a piece for this. This one's a blue label and the other one's black. So, and on the Ralph Lauren, if you're curious, you need to go online and there are places where you can see the hierarchy of all the labels because that makes a difference. Such as, is it Lauren, Ralph Lauren? Like, I won't buy too much of that at all. I think that's sold at like Macy's and Dillard's. That's a little bit, it's a more budget friendly division of Ralph Lauren. Let's say it like that, okay? This is a little bit getting up there in the hierarchy of labels. And the content, the fabric content, reflects it. Let me see if I can find it to show you if you could feel it. Well, you can see the shininess and the way it drapes, right? So that's a better fabric. Let me see what the content is. Oh, wow. They're saying it's 100% silk. Wow. Okay, so these are going to be worth a little bit of money. They are a smaller size, but because of the label and the fabric content, I did go ahead and get these. I don't want to show that yet. Oh, it's been a while for this. When I showed this in a thrift with me, y'all liked this. I don't know hardly anything about it. The label's too faded. It looks very like Polish or Russian or Scandinavian. It's not as bright as it's showing up. It's just a nice deep red. It's not as bright as what I'm seeing reflected on my monitor, okay? But look at this precious little poncho with the crochet trim. I have had this for a little while. This is cute. What did I pay for that? $5. So if you like the vintage or if you like some like a Scandinavian look or whatever this turns out to be, this is adorable. It's got the buttons. It's some kind of real soft. The label's all faded. Sorry, you guys. I don't want to say cashmere, but it's got a softness to it. But maybe Peruvian. Oh, yeah. There we go. I found one. It's alpaca. That's great. That is great. It's alpaca. So Peruvian. Let's see where it was made. It won't tell me. That's the one that's all faded. Probably Peruvian, okay? So this is alpaca. So I bet you, because it's alpaca, that's good. Alpaca sweaters sell well, especially the brand Peruvian Connection. I've always done well with. Now, this is a more unusual piece, so it's going to have to appeal to someone who likes this more ethnic look or, vintagey look. But that's adorable. I'm probably going to put this up for about 60 and see what happens, okay? So, there you go. I'd say it's, just a one size fits most. You saw me put it on. I look thin, but I actually wear a large, okay, because I'm tall. You guys, I'm tall. I have broad shoulders. I actually wear like a size anywhere from an 8 to a 12, depending on the brand and whether I want it to be body conscious or, comfortable and flowy. So, and I'm 5'11", 5'11 and a half, actually. I don't have any shoes on today, so I'm 5'11". So I'd say that would fit a medium, small, medium, and large just fine. What else? This sweater. You know why I bought this? You can do well with these kind of sweaters. It's not a big name, I don't think. Sometimes I'll get them and they're like, this one is Obermeyer. That's what I was trying to think of. Obermeyer, and there's another great name that sells. Last one I sold was like $150. It's another kind of ski brand, outdoors winter life ski brand. Oh, I need to think of it. It'll pop in my brain. If you can find one of those are epic. But this is a vintage one, okay? And there's a good population of the outdoor winter crowd that has a lot of fun showing off their like vintagey apparel for winter sports and stuff. So this is an Obermeyer, so that's good. Sorry, they're still in business. But this is the vintage one, Obermeyer. Oh, I wish I could think of that other one. Starts with an N. I almost kept it, but I sold it for like 160. It was vintage and it was cool. It was black and it had neon on it. Anyway, so this is I'll probably list this for around 40, and somebody will probably send me an offer around the 30, 32. I bet what we'll settle at on that. Okay. Now this one's worth more. I haven't found one of these in a long time. I actually did check on this to see where we were at because it's been a long time since I found one of these. I'm going to take a break and look at the chat after this. This is authentic Kuji from Australia. This is an authentic one. You can see some pretty much in this pattern right now listed from anywhere from 150 to just under 300. So this one's in great shape. I like the size of it. Large. I'm going to list it up there. I'm going to list it right up there at the higher end of what everyone else is listing at and just wait for an offer. You know, we're coming into fall and winter. These are still very popular. You're going to see, it's kind of annoying because there are a lot of people that do search and browse manipulation on eBay. We're not supposed to do this. You're not supposed to put, you know, fire and light style, Kuji style, you know, free people style, because when customers are coming in and they're looking, it clogs up the search results and it can be aggravating. It's called search and browse manipulation, and you can actually hit the little report button and fill out the forms and search and browse manipulation and report those people. I did have a hard time because there's all kinds, like Tundra makes something like this, but it's not the same quality. It's not made in Australia, not the same quality. But people will say, you know, Kuji style, Bill Cosby style, which I read online. Bill Cosby never wore a Kuji, didn't promote Kuji. And I don't know if you'd want to say Bill Cosby right now, anyways. Or they'll say Biggie Small. He was known for some of these wilder sweaters. He probably did wear Kuji because it's also a popular streetwear brand for those, you know, that have a little bit more money. So this was a winner. I don't see the tag to tell you what I paid. So Kuji, it's authentic, Australia. Make sure it's authentic. There are fakes out there, okay? But I'm going to probably list it somewhere just under 300 like the other ones. And you can go see what's been selling, and you'll see. Let me take a break and check the chat. Anybody else ever found a nice Kuji sweater? It's been a while for me. Okay, we can move on. You're an Amazon woman. Okay, I think you mean that in a nice way, yeah. But I'm not like a warrior princess or anything. I'm a hippie lover, not a fighter. Not that I don't get crunchy every once in a while, but yeah. You're gonna see in tomorrow's video I got crunchy at the Goodwill. Some motorcycle stuff. I've got a Harley hoodie. So those of you that are new, this is Triumph Motorcycles. Now, this won't bring as much money as a straight up Triumph piece of apparel from, you know, the shop. This was made for the buckle. Let me see, Lucky brand, yeah. This was made exclusively for Lucky, probably sold at the buckle. This is a nice big embroidered patch. So I need to see if it was straight up just a Triumph, like from their shop, you know, like you go to the Harley store or whatever. I'd say I could probably at least 50 or 60. So I'm not quite sure with this being a diffusion line, shall we say. Okay, a special edition. I'm not quite sure. But if any Triumph motorcycle riders or lovers, or you know someone, there's a nice gift before it gets listed. I tend to buy a lot of Harley stuff. My husband is Harley. Everybody in my family, my dad was. The eldest daughter is. This is one of their anniversary lines, 2003, one of their anniversary. This is a smaller one, but it has the spell out. That's what you're going to call this in your description. It's got the spell out on the arm. It's all blinged out. It's an anniversary edition. So even though it's a smaller size, it's a ladies. And it's authentic. So I don't know if you've ever been to a Harley store, but of course I have. And that stuff's not cheap to get it from the Harley store. That's why it resells pretty well online. Some people I think are give away their, especially the t-shirts. They're just giving away Harley t-shirts. Like, just be patient, because sometimes, they have locations most all the time, and so you do kind of have to be patient and wait for that person that says, "Oh, I want one that's from Salt Lake City," or "Oh, I lost mine," or "I went to Salt Lake City and I forgot to get a t-shirt. I'll take that one." I don't know. Completing a set. I don't know. Making a quilt. Some of them take the old t-shirts and they patch them together and make like a memory quilt. Anyways, so I don't care about the lower prices. This is in great shape. The elbows are clean. The cuffs are clean. So I'm probably going to list this one for somewhere around 40 or 50. And just be patient. It's an anniversary edition too, right? So there you go. Okay. Now, you guys saw me get this just the other day. I talked about it when we talked about clothing. I was like, let me pull this out. I think I know what that is. I thought it was a Free People, but it's a Johnny Was. Now, it's 3J Workshop. That says 3J Workshop, okay? The labels are going to be different all the time. This is the division of Johnny Was. It's their more youthful line, okay? But it's a Johnny Was nonetheless. It's not like their misses, but still you can get some money from this. I had a shirt like this, so I kind of recognized it. All nicely embroidered or silk screen. That's silk screen metallic. This is embroidered. What else would you put in there? Blinged out the raw edges. See what I'm talking about? Let me make sure. See, these are raw, unfinished edges. So slightly deconstructed. This is cute. So this is from their more youthful line, okay? And it says size 2. I think they use vanity sizing, but I would call this a medium, about an 8. It's a little too small for me. Super cute. So Johnny Was, it's the 3J Workshop. They have different lines. So if you're wanting to sell clothing, you also want to, because these are the things that are going to make you some money, okay? And they can be found. This is all thrifted. Goodwill, the art, whatever. They have some other divisions too. And one is called, there's another popular one called Pete and Greta that sells well, especially over on Poshmark. Okay, so Johnny Was, Youthful Division, 3J Workshop. Check for any questions before we move on. Love that Harley top. Yeah, it said, "Hi, Shar. Hi. I saw you come in at the live sale with Kat, but I forgot to say hi to you, but I saw you." He wore that during Cosby Show. But yeah, and they say he never really wore that brand. So I guess the person who did his wardrobe said, "Hey, we never bought him a Fuji sweater, but it was like that." Okay, thank you. All right, let's just keep going then. Like I said, Hannah's not here to help me watch the chat, so I've got you guys over here on my laptop, on my iPad, because I can't really read that far. This is another great brand, Double D Ranch. These are just skirts, but they make a little bit of everything. So you might want to write that down if you've never heard of it and go check. There's going to be different labels. They also do another line that is for a more youthful and cheaper. What we just talked about with 3J Workshop and Johnny Was. Double D Ranch does that too. Can't quite remember off the top of my head. Again, I'm just now getting the clothing and stuff, getting back in that groove. Not that I'm giving up hard goods, I'm just saying. So, and I'm older. It'll come back to me little by little. Their tags are all going to look different. Let's see if you can see this one. They're Double D Ranch. Double D Ranch wear. This is a crinkle broomstick skirt. This is a long one, okay? It's down to my ankles, so you're going to have to be tall, or you're going to want it to be a maxi, like 4 length. It's a larger size as well. Great fabric. For a crinkle skirt, they use great fabric. They say size small, I'm sorry. That's a medium to large, and you're going to have to be tall. But you always want to you can just, when you're looking at skirts, you can just skim and you'll see lots of crinkle skirts. And there are a few brands that are better and that will sell well. But, you just feel the fabric, and then you can tell whether you need to pull it out and check the label, because there's quite a few labels. And again, I'm just now getting back in my clothing groove, so I can't remember all the names that I've sold in the past. There are some you get good money for. This is probably, I'm probably going to do this one for around 40, 45. There are quite a few listed. Wait for someone that likes this color and this length. And then here's another Double D Ranch. This one's in cotton. This one's tiered. And you can see the label's different. Double D Ranch. This is a medium. I'm going to call it medium to large. This is very long too. So this one is tiered. You know what I mean by tiered. And then this has a little bit of Spanish Mexican flair on it, with the sautouche applique, some mirrors, some stones. This is really cute. Very nice ranch wear, lodge wear, because not just Western. Like in different parts of the country, you'll say country, you'll say Western wear, and like here in Colorado, we say lodge, ranch, and lodge is kind of what Western is here. Okay, so this is probably, this one is probably going to go up for a little bit more. This one probably put it up for about 55. Okay, nice, huh? It's kind of a aqua color. Okay. That's Colorado. Yeah. In Maryland or Florida? Wow, I wouldn't have thought Maryland. Huh, I think like Wyoming, Colorado, some of those ranch money states, I said Wyoming, right? Utah. Okay. So, combination of good stuff for resellers and stuff someone might want to grab. Let's do the Harleys real quick. These are X2XL, and these are called garage shirts. Oh, these sell well. Don't ever sell these too cheap. There you go. It's a typical label. This is 3X actually. All embroidered. That's all embroidered. We've got color block, what you would say. You call this a garage shirt, okay? It's got spell out. You'd say that. Spell out on the front and back, all embroidered. There's piping, garage shirt. I'm going to list these. And this is bigger sizes too. Yay. Extra large and 3X. So they're not the most blinged out that I've had, but they're nice with the color blocking and the spell outs. That's a nice tribal. That's a nice tribal tattoo emblem. This one I'm probably going to put up for a little bit more because of the size, the 2X. If you want to go to the Harley store and buy these new when they're not on sale, you're looking at $50 to $100, depending on how blinged out they are and if they're short sleeve or long sleeve. I'm probably going to put these up for around 50. Yes. Some things I'm showing because I think you guys might want to purchase first, and some things are for the reselling. Okay, this looks just like a snap shirt. It could be somebody good, it could not. It is nice, soft, cottony blend, but here's the deal. Denim and Supply, Ralph Lauren. We were talking about some of their different labels. This is a label that is a little bit cheaper, but not too cheap. This stuff sells for more. Like if this was just a generic snap shirt, it might be $15, $20. But if it's not like okay, throw out some names, you guys, of some good snap shirts. Scully would be a higher end one. Double D Ranch. Oh man, you use it or you lose it. If 2 years ago I could have rattled off so much, but it's just been a while. Okay, so sorry about that. But here's the deal, Denim and Supply. So this one's probably going to be listed for about 35 to 40. It's a girl's. And I want to tell you something. If you ever see a t-shirt that's going to be soft, it's going to look like it's been overwashed, and it has like an Indian head or a skull with an Indian headdress on it, or like made into a nickel, check it out. and make sure it's one of these. Those sell consistently for $30 to $40. If it's a Denim and Supply, one of their Indians or Skull Indian headdress T-shirts. I've been lucky, and I've sold probably in the last 8 years. I've probably sold 4 or 5 of them. So they're out there to be found. So Denim and Supply is a division of Ralph Lauren. I just thought this was cool. I'm going to show it in case I have no idea what to list it for yet. But another nice little, I'm not going to call this one a garage shirt because it's not, related to motorcycles or cars. So I think this would be more like a camp shirt is what I'd probably call this one. It's all embroidered with Super Bowl 50, I guess. Yeah, 2015. So I do not know anything about these kind of sports. It is just a really good deal. Looks like the tag's still on there. It was $5.99. It feels really good. It's a larger size, great embroidery. So I don't even know what something like this might sell for. I'm hoping that someone's just like, oh, I need that in my collection. So just showing it to you. But I think that's probably worth some money. Okay, let's do some more ranch wear real quick. I got some more velvet burnout. I've got some interesting sweaters. I got a bunch of St. John we can talk about because you can find St. John at the thrift store. Yes, indeed. Especially vintage St. John. And they tend to put it, at least in my area, they tend to put the vintage St. John like on that rack where they put like what they think are church suits or older women's suits, And that's where I find most of my St. John. Okay, I'm going to show some more cool vintage. I love these. Now this one is a wool blend. Isn't that so fun? This is vintage. Madeline something. Alorna. This is very vintage, but it's nice. I actually bought it for myself. I was going to take it and have the sleeves taken out because, I'm tall, so I got long arms too. I'm going to take this off. That is the email. Okay, you guys, if anybody's wanting, I'm going to take that off. This is really nice. So this is a large, I'd say a 10 to 12. Isn't that nice? So it's a little bit more comfortable because it's just like a wool. Because like if this was all leather, it would either be a cheap leather, which is not comfortable, or it would be that buttery leather, which, we can't always afford. So this is super cool. Patch hand pockets, meaning, when are they patch? Not quite, but sort of. They're not what I would call hidden. Hidden is when I call that hidden is when there are the little slits on the side. They're not really patched, but that's, I don't know. I have to look and see if there's another term for this. Fully lined. I'm modeling it in case any of you are like me and want some of this. But super cool, isn't it? Oh my gosh. The gold. Okay, Lori. Okay, Laura. Oh, hi, sweetie. That's a friend of mine. She lives here. Miss Sook. Hey, I got some, Ashley. There's a Miss Sook in here. Yeah, that stuff is still selling. Anyways, this is super cool. I'd say it's about a size 10 or 12. If somebody wants it, we'll put, you can tell me now. If anybody needs measurements, let me know. Okay. So then I bought this one and I'm like, oh, okay, I'm going to sell that one. That one's cool. I like this one better. So I bought this one. But again, and there's not enough room to let the sleeves out. I was like, I don't care, I'm going to wear it. You know what I loved about this one? Look how this one's more feminine. It's got drawstring waist. So more feminine. I was like, oh yeah, that's what I want. Now this one is patch pockets. Yeah. And then the collar. This one's nice too. This one is a in between what's it called when it's in between leather and suede? I don't know. I'm sorry. So one of y'all help me. This is nice too. I'm going to go ahead and sell it. I'm going to show you why in a minute. I'm going to show you the one that's not for sale. Isn't this one nice though? I've never seen one so feminine. Oh, I want to probably price it up, and it's vintage. I'm probably going to price this one up like about 80 to 100, and if nobody ever buys it, I'm gonna figure out something to do to make those sleeves longer. Again, I just like that feminine drawstring, right? Not quite. Okay. Who's this one by? This is a vintage one too. LNR. This is the vintage one. How cool is that one? See, it's not quite suede. It's not quite like a buttery soft leather. The fringe is all good. And then the drawstring. And the patch front pockets also have the fringe. Nice, huh? I paid $25 because I was getting it for myself. Okay, so those two are going to be for sale. So if you don't mind me being a brat, here's the one. Here's the one that's not going to be for sale. I thought it was a men's, but it is a women's. I've sold this brand before. It's very popular here in Colorado. Cripple Creek. So this is more new, but look at this one. You can see why I'm going to keep this one, right? With the braided fringe. It doesn't have it on the arms, so it's a little more low key. So I'm going to keep this one, I think. I wouldn't mind one with it on the arms too. I paid up for this one. I paid $60 because I'm going to keep this one. If you see me looking over there, I'm looking at the computer. Again, baby girl's not here to help me. Now this one I'm going to take. This one is, again, I need help with the arm. I don't care. I'm taking it up the street to this lady that does the alterations because I do my own alterations, but my machine will not handle leather. So I'm going to have her take this out. There's plenty. Make the sleeves longer, and I'm going to have her take out the shoulder pads. I do not need the shoulder pads. I have broad shoulders, and with the fringe, I don't need it, right? And I'm going to have her taper it. It is a women's, though. See, the button is on the left. Is that right? Let me look at my sign. Buttons on the left, yeah. See, buttons are on the left. It's a women's. So it's somewhat tapered already, and it's shorter. I'm going to have her taper this more. You know what I mean by taper. Make it a little more feminine. So this is the one I'm going to keep. Look. Oh my gosh. Yes. All right, you guys. But the other two are for sale. Yeah. Cripple Creek is good. And that's where I like to go gambling too. I don't know. It's not the same Cripple Creek, but there's Cripple Creek up in the mountains about 45 minutes. It's a touristy gambling town. You guys, if you saw, did a video collab with a bunch of people, Fatbird Finds. They were doing hometown, whatever, when it was lockdown last year. And so I showed some of the cool places in my area. Cripple Creek was one of them. Okay, so the other two are for sale, but the Cripple Creek I'm keeping. Sorry about that. Let's pull this out. I pulled it out earlier. This is a nice vest. This is somewhat new. Miss Me Vintage. This is by Miss Me. This is their vintage line. Pretty current, you know, Miss Me from the buckle. This one barely fits me though, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and let it go. I'm gonna let it go. I wasn't happy. I did buy it for me. Look at the beaded collar. Look at the cool back, which gives it a real kind of like old-timey Western Lodge flair, right? With that kind of cotton back. Isn't this one nice? It's just too small for me, you guys. So whoever can wear a medium, and then just what I was going to do, I'm just going to tell you what I was thinking to do when I was going to keep it. I was actually going to cut this off of the pocket. I was going to cut this strand off or cut it maybe in half. I don't know. I don't know why, but whatever. I just thought that would look good. But see, it's got snaps, but it won't fit me. So, and this is a good brand, fully lined, Miss Me Vintage. So I'll probably put this up. I don't know what they're worth. There's probably some online, I would say. So I'll need to fall in line with whatever, because it's current. So I'm sure there's some online on eBay already. That's cool though, isn't it? So if somebody loves this and you can wear, you know, let's just say I'm a 10. I'm an 8 to 12, depending on the cut, the label, how I want it to fit me. Those coming in late again, I'm 5'11", so I wear a larger size than what you might think. So I'm gonna say this is a medium. It might fit like 6 to 8. Can't give you a price yet because I need to double check. All right, let's see. What else was cool in here? Oh, here, let's finish these up. This is micro suede, but they did a really good job. So if anybody wants something like this, this is a no label. So I'm probably just gonna throw it up for like 20 bucks. But let me put it on for you. It's really cool. It looks like suede. If you don't tell anybody, they won't know. They won't know at all. I would probably put a belt on it or put a Western brooch, like a turquoise brooch. Wear it over jeans or leggings. But you don't have to. You can just let it be swing open. Okay? Laser cut is what you call that. Laser cut. So it feels really nice like suede. Nobody will know if you don't tell them. So I'm probably just going to put this up for $20. I think it would fit a multitude of sizes up to XL. Super fun. So that's a nice way to add a little bit of boho. You don't have to be Western or lodge. This can work for boho. Okay. Which is kind of where I lean on stuff like this. So I'm probably going to put it up for about $20. So probably like 16 for a YouTube friend. I'm going to get these out because last time y'all really liked this. This was almost sold. I just got this not too long ago, but it was too small when I sent her the measurements. This is vintage. This is from a Western. Let me get it for you guys. This is from a Western company too, and it's vintage. Where did you go? I found you the other day. Hang on, you guys, because I found it in here. Size medium. I know, because I got a surprise, and I was like, oh, there it is. They put it down lower because of the velvet burnout. Here's the company. I think they're still in business. I'm not sure. Longhorn. Hang on. Bear with me. There we go. Longhorn. It's a nice label. So if they're not still in business, I'd be surprised. Nice quality piece. The label was quality. This is velvet burnout with horses. Horses. Velvet burnout yoke, back yoke, okay, horses. And it's tapered, like what I said I'm going to have that lady do for my jacket. It's tapered, so it gives you a little bit of a figure, but it's not like a bodycon, okay? It's form-fitting a little bit, flattering, but the silhouette's not super tight. And then it's got the Western points in the front. You see what I'm saying? Double buttons. Really pretty. This is a medium. Yeah, it won't fit me. But if anybody wants sizes on it, because it's vintage and it's a pretty decent label, I think I'm going to put this up for about 40. So that's really pretty. Yeah, not too long ago, right, Carrie? Not too long ago. That's a really nice piece. And this is another unit. They've come a long way since the 80s, 90s of their little mix and match, colorful cotton spandex blend stuff. This is a plus size, I believe. Extra large, yes, 1X. Nice velvet burnout tunic. This is a nice one. See, I'm tall, and it's long enough for me even that I can wear, it'll cover my booty. So I can wear like leggings or whatever, or wear it as an over jacket, a light over jacket. The velvet burnout, purples and blacks. Really pretty. It's kind of like a paisley, but with like a quatrefoil. How do you say that? Quatrefoil? That Moroccan shape, quatrefoil? Like, see that shape? Let me find a good one. So you can see what I'm talking about. Yeah. See, it's kind of like got that Moroccan quatrefoil shape. Nice, huh? So, probably a 1X. Probably put this up for about 38. So, to be a little cheaper if somebody hits me up for first dibs. we're about 3/4 full through. This is Voodoo Vixen. There are a couple of lines that when the Rockabilly Girls came out and started liking all this stuff, there were some lines that cropped up to make that retro look. And there I go again. I could have told you a year and a half ago. I could have rattled off a bunch of them, but Voodoo Vixen is one of them, okay? Nice quality tag. Let me get this out. Well, Voodoo Vixen. So this is adorable. This has the little like Barbie type paper dolls. Isn't that cute? That you remember we used to dress. It's got a little keyhole back, okay? It is a fit and flare. See how it flares out to a circle skirt? Isn't that cute? Super cute. So it is a size small. It's a size small, yeah. So it won't fit me at all. If your average female size is going to come down just past your knees. Adorable. A really nice, almost a ponte fabric. This is a really nice fabric. The edges are trimmed. See, not just like sewn over. If you don't know what I mean by ponte, I don't know, you just have to look it up. It's got a little bit of a slick finish and it's a little bit thicker, but not too thick. And the reason I like fabrics like this and ponte fabrics, because I don't know, they're just, what am I trying to say? Forgiving, like, like of little Buddha bellies or whatever, they just don't show everything. They're a little bit thicker, but still comfortable. This one's almost an empire waist. Not quite. Almost. Okay? Not quite. Does have bust darts because it's somewhat form-fitting at the top. So when things are form-fitting at the top, bust darts are important. These are things I consider when I'm looking to buy clothing because I don't want returns. So I've taught myself, and plus I sew, right? So I kind of know. And I've tried on a lot of clothes in my life. So I kind of tend to buy things that either have a nice stretch to them so that it fits a little bit of a range, or if they are tailored, I need to see some things like bust darts, okay? If this isn't, it's form-fitting from here up. If they didn't have bust darts, it's just going to flatten. That's not cool. That's not comfortable. So Voodoo Vixen, I don't know. I don't know what these are going for right now. I'm going to put it up with what I'm going to guess somewhere around 30 or 40 for resale. This is resale we're talking about. So I'm going to price it in there with whatever's happening right now. All right, let me see what else. Oh, another. Here we go. I got all of those other ones listed, the Jack Be Quick, the Quacker Factory, the Storybook Knits. I already sold one. It was so funny. I sold the one that I put the cheapest because I'm like, this one's not that great, but I went ahead and bought it anyways. That's the first one that sold. But I don't have any doubt that as we go into fall and towards the holidays that those will start selling. I'm not worried about them at all. So this one's a Jack Be Quick. There are some other names. These are owls. Embroidered sequin applique owls. I love these little themed sweaters. This one's a medium, so this one doesn't fit me. Looks like I need to get off some hair, but it's in good shape. There's no pilling or anything. There just seems to be one of my hairs on it. One of my blonde hairs. So this one will probably go up for about 48. I'm thinking about 48 on this one. So it's a medium, you guys, if you want to catch it before it goes up. Someone mentioned Miss Soup. Here we go. Different kinds of labels, but this is a common one, exclusively Miss Soup. You want to kind of, if you're going to get into this, you kind of want to go and do a search for label history because that kind of helps us to date. And sometimes, like I said last time, sometimes, not the RN number, somebody misunderstood me, but sometimes where they put the RN number or sometimes down in here, there'll be another tag that has like their stock numbers and stuff. And sometimes those numbers are codes for the season and, the year and the season. Anyways, let me tell you why these have a good resale value. It's not as cool. It's not like up there with St. John, but it's kind of the same crowd likes it, especially career people, because She is known for a very quality sweater and colors. Can't remember what she did. Maybe she hasn't told. It would be proprietary secret. Her colors do not fade. She's known that the colors do not fade, and you can mix and match so much of her stuff. So these, let's see, this is a longer cardigan, right? So this is last time I was selling Nusuk stuff like this was $40 to $60 resale. I mean, it costs more new. So we'll see where it's at. Hopefully, people haven't brought the price down. This is a nice one. Being white, you definitely want to check the elbows, the underarms for stainage. Okay, I'm not a big fan of buying white stuff because it hardly ever works out. But it's been a long time since I had an exclusively Nusuk. So you definitely will want to learn about that because after a while you'll be able to tell by the fabric, just like you are going to St. John. You're going to be able to tell. I bought this. This is a Joan Leslie. I think it's vintage. It's a size 16. You know why I bought this? This is atomic. Isn't that a great atomic pattern? I just bought this a few months ago. $6.99. So the label itself doesn't, it's a vintage label. It doesn't command a whole lot unless it's something epic, and I felt like this was. I'm going to be selling this on style. I'm going to wait for that person that loves the atomic and is just going to die for this, okay? So this is what I mean by atomic. Mid-century modern vintage people, a lot of them lean into the atomic look. And that's what this is. Especially anytime, like, atomic stuff will be known for like that, especially this, like that satellite thing. It's cool. That's a cool zipper pull too. I'm probably going to put this up for about $50 and just wait. Super cool. I love photo print, so I bought this. This is like the poster of those doors, right? I just like photo print. I think this is a Walking Art. Yeah, Walking Art Australia. They do a lot of photo print, hence the name Walking Art. So I tried to keep this one, but it just will not fit me. That's cool though. This is probably more of a long tail. You know, you gotta wait for that right artsy person. Maybe you guys are watching. Maybe you like it. Artscapes, kind of like Walking Art. Artscapes. Now remember, some of these labels, they change labels, so you know it might not always look like this. So just kind of remember the name too. But this one's kind of cool with the Picasso-y. So this will be fun for someone artsy. I hemmed and hawed over this. A lot of you said, yeah, that would have been cool. So I went back the next week and it just happened to have turned over to the half price color now. And so I said, yeah, get it. Everyone said get that. What else did I buy? Oh, these are costumes. Now they're not your, I went to Spirit World costume. They're not that cheap. They're like from a dance company. Okay, they're still not a real high-end dress, but they're better quality than your average costume. These are some flapper fringe dresses. What did I pay for these? $6.99. I'm tempted to keep the blue one, but where am I going? $6.99 and $8.99. Isn't that fun? I'm tempted to keep this one. That's cute, isn't it? So, little flapper. These will probably sell, you know, maybe for Halloween or during the holidays. It's hard to say, you know. We're still having issues with, you know, the pandemic. So, but I'm not really afraid to buy this. I enjoy selling things that, like, say, are for the theatrical crowd. I enjoy that a lot. Reenactment, I'll pick up stuff for reenactment all the time. Renaissance, medieval, you know, old-fashioned Western Lodge stuff all the time. And that's kind of the keywords that I'll use. Let's check in with the chat. Yes, yes. Hi, Glenn. Hi. Anybody else that came in? Okay, let's see. Let's get down to it, and then we'll go over St. John for those. Well, this is the St. John right here. Let me put this with the other St. John, because for resellers, we'll want to talk about that. So I'm going to save it to the end, so anybody who's not, those that came here just to see if they wanted to buy something, you know, they can go on to something else, and resellers, we'll talk about St. John, because I want to show you some tips on my computer too. Dang it, I don't know if I want to sell this one, you guys. I got this a while back. I got it for $3.50. It's vintage. This is straight up Dynasty, Dallas, Joan Collins, Linda Evans. I want to wear it. I just want to wear it once before it sells, right? Look at it. So I might not really list it. If one of y'all grab it first, okay. But other than that, I might wear it for the holidays. Look at that little fuzzy Angora. Is this not so late 80s and 90s, right? Nothing in the back. So beautiful. If I do list this because I love it, and I don't care if it's I'm out in the little puffy sleeves. Oh my gosh, so 80s, 90s. Um, this is a teal color, cream, little pearls, and then black, and it's a good, pretty decent quality. So let's see what they say: acrylic, nylon, Angora, made in Taiwan. Yeah. So I'm probably going to put this up. Nice vintage cool factor, and then we're the 80s and 90s. There's a large demographic that are leaning into that now. Some of them are getting away from the 60s and 70s. Lord, I don't know why, but I guess when something this cool pops up, yeah, lean into the 80s and 90s. So I'll probably put this up for like $48. Seriously, one of you all wants to grab it for a little bit cheaper, that's okay. Other than that, I'm gonna probably wear it for the holidays and then list it. I want to show a couple more things and then we're going to go. I'll let some of you go. I got some money makers. This is a nice duster. It's not super high end, okay, but it's not super high end. It's just sheer, like that negligee fabric. It's got kind of sautouche, not really, but it's pretty. And then some fringe on the bottom. This is like faux. The fringe on this one is like faux suede. Okay. Again, I'm 5'11", and it is at my calf, between my knee and my ankle. Okay. So kind of tell you where it might hit you, or I can give anybody dimensions right now. I can hang it up and give anybody dimensions. So it's not a real high end one. I just thought it was beautiful. And with this color, like all year round, and with that fake suede, I'm like, you could do boho, you could do beach. This is really nice. I only paid $6 for it. I'll probably list it for like, I don't know, $32. Again, it's not. There isn't even a label. It says extra large, but I'm pretty sure this is an Asian import, so let's call it just a large, okay? But that's pretty, isn't it? It's all sheer. I love the colors. So I'll probably put that up for about, what did I say, about 30. It's not as epic as some of the ones that we had last part one, the velvet burnout dusters, which that sold right away. That sold right away. If you're into the tiki, this is a vintage Hawaiian dress. This is authentic from Hawaii. So you can, let me get it right. Honolulu, Mr. Jerry by Sydney. I'm not sure. Honolulu. It's, I want to say bark cloth, but it's a might be a better name, you guys, because this is the softest bark cloth I've ever touched. I love the neon. This does have an empire waist, okay? So, and it's a small. Measurements are going to have to be very careful, and it does not stretch. I bent my rules on this one because of it being so epic. I know there's a large tiki crowd, and they do like to have fun with, outdoing each other with outfits, especially if it's something cool and authentic, such as this. So, whatever little mama can fit into this, she's going to be happy. And look at that neon. So it does have, it is empire waist. It's got a band here, and then some puckering. It doesn't have bust darts, but it's got some puckering here, to accommodate the bust line. Beautiful, isn't it? Not really a lot of room to let it out if you wanted it longer, but you could certainly shorten it. It's got the old school, I thought I had a metal zipper, now hidden nylon zipper. This is really cool. I'll probably put this up for like $50. What'd I pay for it? $8, and just wait for that person, because it is a small. Oh, that's awesome though, isn't it? Now I want to show a couple other pieces. clothing sellers. If you don't know, you have to know this too, because you will find them at thrifts. Gun sack. Now, some places in the world say gunny sack, some say gun sack, which I think it's named after the old school flour sacks when people would make shirts and clothing out of. Anyways, it's by Jessica McClintock. I never know if I'm saying that right. Now, Jessica McClintock, just forgive me, whatever. Her stuff will sell too, but not for as much as if it's the gunny sack, okay? A few different labels, but that's a very typical one there, okay? You see this old school prairie style, right? If you're wanting to do clothing, you definitely have to write this down and go look on eBay. Um, Gun sack. This is one too. This is a wedding dress. Oh my gosh. So I did look these up real quick before the show, and their resale value is still holding strong. So I will probably this one I'll probably list for about 250. Is this a good size? Medium. Oh my goodness, so cute. This one I'll probably list for about 120 to 150. I've sold some that were way more epic. You can go on eBay right now and look at solds. There was one, it was more of a, I've never seen anything like this by her. It was a black, like hooded, kind of medieval looking thing. It sold for she put it on auction, 36 bids, I believe, over $900. I'd never seen one like that though. It was quite unique. I had to go scroll through. I'm like, I want to see the label on that one. What is that green? Oh, Lori, stop. I got something for you anyways. I saved that Fenton vase for you. I still got it for you. Anyways, you want to know all about gun sack. But don't discount Jessica McClintock. I don't know if I'm saying it right. She still makes dresses, lots of prom dresses and things like that. But they're not going to sell as well as the gunny sack or a vintage one. Here's another version. Size 9. Yes, look at that. Made in USA. See? This one's an off the shoulder. Oh my goodness. Yes, even the wedding dresses. It's kind of ruched, like you could put a bustle in there. Oh my gosh. What did I pay for this? I hope I still have the tag. Darn it. I know I didn't pay very much. Okay. Oh, these are so nice. These are money makers. I mean, it takes a while. You've got to get the right size. But then I'll tell you what else I know about this. I've got people that will, I know this for sure. They'll buy St. John, gun sack, a few other pieces. And I think they're in an area like New York or Cali where maybe they have a store or a clientele or they're a costumer for movies or something. And I know that they have bought some of my stuff like this, to resell for more because they're in an area, I guess, where they can or they already know who they're buying it for. I know because I've had the same person buy a few things and you know their addresses and you get curious at the name and you do a little Google and you're like, oh, okay, interesting. I don't care though, as long as I get, my money that I want. Okay, so like I said, down here is just I showed you the Jinko. If you came in late, Jinko jeans, okay? Can I show that one more time for resellers? Know this. Learn about that. Okay? I'm looking at $40, $50, $60 if these were more blinged out for these old school little skater brat pants. They're low riders, for them to skate around in. So, Jinko. There's a couple other brands you'll find out that go with it. Okay, so, well, I think that's about it in here. Oh, I did buy this nice sundress. This is handmade. This is pretty. If somebody wants this, this is pretty. I thought this would be nice for boho. Somebody made this. This is a large to extra large sundress. They put this nice little Scandinavian tie on it, embroidered. They put some trim, and it's a nice thicker cotton blend batik. I just think it's adorable. Yeah, it's handmade. Isn't that cute? And then see the little trim they put for a tie. And they put some more trim on it. It's a nice batik fabric. It's a large, extra large. It would fit me, and it comes down just above my ankles. Super cute. So it doesn't have a name. I'm going to have to sell it on style, but I think I can because I'm going to do like boho, beach. I can even do tiki on this, handmade. So I think I can sell this with some style keywords. Okay. Probably going to try to sell it for about 38. Good enough for me. Fair deal for someone else. Okay. All right, you guys, that's about it, except for I want to go over some St. John for any resellers that want, or if you've ever wanted to own a piece of St. John. St. John is very expensive. You check your chat, and we'll pull out. I've got about 6 pieces, and then I want to show you some things like tiki, batik, batik, batik. Okay, gotcha. Okay, I'm going to close this for just a minute because I want to pull up. Before we talk about St. John, I'm going to pull up some tabs I have open. Talk about St. John. Okay, the first thing I want to say is vintage. My best source is the Vintage Fashion Guild. Let's get that. The Vintage Fashion Guild. They have done so much work. Okay, and so vintagefashionguild.org. You need that resource. Also on Lululemon, there are Lululemon Fanatics and another website. Just Google it, you'll find it. Those girls have listed, the girls and their followers have listed almost every piece of Lululemon ever made. So you can find the name of the item. Lululemon gives colors their own name too. So all these will help you sell the item of a Lululemon and get a better price. And you can know the date, you can know the style name, you can know the names of the colors. Okay, so you'll want to find that too. I didn't pull that up. So the vintagefashionguild.org has the label resources you saw. So you can pull up. Let's get the right one. Yeah, right there. Let me get it back up and let it focus. So see label resource. There it is. That the first page is just part of the A's, okay? So you can see it has all. There you go. And donate every once in a while. If you use this heavily like I do, donate $5 every once in a while. Another thing that's good about this is even if you're not looking for something, sometimes just go through and read all these names and be like, oh, okay, these are some of the higher end names, and just learn stuff on your downtime. While you're watching a movie, during the commercials or whatever, this is a gold mine because there's money to be made on this kind of stuff. So let me go to S for St. John. They do that's a lot of work. It's just awesome. And then we get to just come in and get all the information. Okay, it's pulling it up. So it'll tell, like I've pulled up St. John. It'll tell everything about St. John's history, which is fascinating. Hang on. I'm scrolling up. And then, see, it's going to start to show the different, hang on, everything's backwards, the different labels, okay? And it's doing that for so many things. There you go. And there are different divisions of St. John. Some command more money, like St. John Couture. Or St. John Evening. That's going to demand more money than a St. John Basic or a St. John Sport. So you kind of want to know these things. St. John also made some pieces exclusive for like Neiman Marcus, Lily Rubin. That's way back there. And then there's another good resource called Fine Clothing. Another good resource called fineclothing.com. And they also have a good website for learning different labels to help date. So I can go through here, and this person is told the dates and everything too. So, and then there are some other divisions: Griffith and Gray, because Marie Gray, the little spin-off. And then recently, I got it pulled up for you guys too. Recently, a daughter has started Gray's. Let me show you how you spell it. there. So that's not showing up a whole lot in the thrift stores, but I did find one piece last year. It spelled that. That is a spinoff from Kelly and Marie Gray, part of the St. John crew, okay? Grays. So if they continue to do well, and they're really hitting it hard with the celebrities, if they continue to do well, eventually we might start seeing it pop up, okay? Let me get you guys back on here and I'll show you my St. John. Okay. St. John knit house, yes. They call their famous knit Santana knit, and after you've handled it enough, you can practically spot it. Santana knit. So this is a vintage one. We just looked at some of it. It has matching pants. We just looked at some of the labels, so that's how I know this is a vintage one. This is from the sportswear. Look at this one with the chest. So although this is a little bit older, vintage still does sell, but if it's too vintagey, I want to make sure it's something cool. And in this case, see, this is fun and whimsical, right? So I bought that. So with this being fun and whimsical, I'm trying to see how much I paid for it. I paid $10. And it has the pants, Santana knit pants. I double checked the elastic, because vintage stuff, the elastic can get a little weird. But their Santana knit is just superior. It's kind of like, exclusively Nisut we talked about earlier. She really spent some time to develop, the knit that she likes to use and the colors that don't fade. So this is so cool with the embroidery, and a little bit of bling. So this is one piece. I'll probably put this up for like 120 and see what happens. Only because of the kitschy factor, the theme of it. I want to see one that has palettes. This one. This is a St. John. Oh, I can't remember what the K stands for. I already forgot. I'll have to go back and look myself. So here, this is another one. It's a little bit older, not quite as old. Size 10. This one's not quite as old, so it's good. I want to show you this. See those little plasticky things? Shiny. When you're selling palettes. Pailettetts. Palettes. For that. This is a nice open weave. I paid $6.99. This is nice though. Isn't that pretty? So even though this is a little bit vintagey, this can still be very current. I like the way it flares out a little bit. I don't think I would call this a peplum, but it sort of leans that way. A little bit of flared sleeve ends. Nice open weave. Everything is good on it. Size 10. They run pretty true to size, like a typical 10. I don't think they do vanity sizing. So this one I paid $6.99. I'll probably put this one up for about 60, 78, because I like to take best offers, okay? This one's a little more current. This is the St. John Evening. So that's a little bit more up there in the hierarchy. Not quite couture yet. Made in USA, size 14. That's another one. This is beautiful though. Look at this dress. I'm gonna come in. It's kind of a tight ribbed, but yet silky. Just try to find your first piece and feel it, okay? Even if you have to go to a fancy store that sells St. John and go touch some of the newer stuff, don't drop it or tear it, because we can't afford it. Believe me, not the new stuff. This is beautiful in a nice lavender plum. Let me hang this up. Empire waist, crochet bodice. This is silk, satin. I'll probably put something like this. Let's see if it's got any clues. See, this is what I was talking about here. You see this second label here? See that? That quite possibly is clues to what season and year, okay? I'll check it out. But if somebody does want to grab this first, you want a nice St. John piece for the holidays, I'll probably put something like this up for about 80. Yeah, and that's a good price for someone. Another vintage. This is a vintage one. 6 or 8.99. Now this one I would have been tempted to pass on, but I like the double-breasted military look. Yes, so I think a vintage person is going to get tickled by that. The double-breasted vintage look. It's a little bit cropped, so this like very 80s 90s, right? So give somebody a good deal on this for a great little pencil skirt. Only comes above the knees, so that's why I did that, right? Like if this was my size, I would totally wear this with some boots. I would totally wear this vintage St. John piece. Yes, you feel very 80s 90s. I'm not paying too much on there at once. Let's see, I've got another older piece and a couple newer ones. I bought this the same time I bought that other one, I think. Size 6. So it's kind of the same. A little shorter pencil skirt, not quite mini, of course, with the crop sweater. So let's see. Sometimes their logos, their buttons and stuff are logo. That is, see the SJ. So you'd want to add that in the title. See if there's any name plaques sometimes on the back that say St. John or on their buttons. So this one I'll be putting up a little bit cheaper than the green one because it's not that double-breasted, but still this has that's cute. A vintage person is going to like that when I tell them, why, because like, look, this is so 80s, 90s. That's the right accessories with it. Now this is a little bit newer of a label. There you go. Let's see, are they still making it in USA? Yes. No. Now this one's made in Mexico of fabric from USA. So here we go. This has a shell and then the cardigan sweater. I paid $8.99. This is a newer St. John. That's what's happening. Are we still on? Yeah. I saw it glitching. And here's an example of one of the little nameplates. Are we glitching like that? I don't know why it's glitching like that, but we're almost done. So this one I can get a little bit more money on because this is more current, okay? I paid $8.99. It's a two-piece set. It's got a little sparkle and the little gold flecks in the Santana knit. Probably put this up for about $80. Got someone making an offer. And this is a nice one too. I couldn't find the jacket if it came with one. This is St. John Sport. So I can just see this little country club dress, right? Sitting next to the tennis court, and you're having you're rich and you're having your little lunch. So that's what this makes me think of. A nice little luncheon country club dress. So cute. This is actually my size. It hits just above the knee. Yeah, this is a little bit sporty of a dress. But it's the Santana knit. You'll know it by sight after a while. You really will. I'll probably put this up for about 80 as well. Try to sell it on some of those keywords. So St. John has its following, and there are some people that they're bougie rich, but they need those labels. Okay, they're that kind of people, keeping up with the Joneses and bougie rich. They need those labels, and so they are looking in the secondary marketplace for things like this. Okay, all right, 1, 2, 3, and then I think that's about it. These other two are. I'll show this. This is close to a Santana knit, so I pulled it out. It's real close, but it's not. But when I pulled it out, it was a hard to find. It's made in USA. It was a hard to find. So I don't know if they're up and coming or if this is vintage or not. But man, it's got that St. John vibe. I can't put St. John style or anything in the title, but I paid $8.99. But man, it has that. This is all rhinestone jewel clips. Let me bring it in for you. Nice long tunic cardigan. I mean, yes. Not quite a duster. Let it focus on this. That's some serious bling. So, like if I saw a wealthy woman wearing this, I would think it was St. John. It was really close. So, All right, you guys, I think that's about it. How long have we been on? Okay. Well, I hope you enjoyed this. If there's anything you want, or if you're watching this later, let me get my banner up. If you're watching this later, you just hit that email. If you can put in the title kind of what it was, that would be great. Clothing haul number 2 and double D ranch skirt, just to help me out. But if not, it's okay. And then, we'll just go from there. We'll give you measurements and go from there, because it's still going to take me a couple more weeks to get all this listed. I've got a lot of things coming up, live sales, blah blah blah. So, all right, you guys, thank you. I hope you had a little bit of fun. If you're reselling, I hope you like some of the tips that I gave, and especially this. Right, go find that Yvon Thrifty Rich Mannequin Makeover. You can do this yourself. Everything is in there for under $20. It will change everything, and so will Kenneth's Flip the Script. Oh my gosh. So will this for listing. It is awesome. All right, you guys, it's Friday night. I'm going to go hang out with my husband. Bye-bye. I'm going to end stream now. Thanks again for coming. I appreciate you guys so much. I really do.